Hey everyone, Empathy here from Storm TV, Starcraft Machinima, and Team Arena with a tutorial for the Tactical Command Challenge. This is one of the 9 challenges you get with the Starcraft 2 single player mode, and we're going to be going over how you can get the gold ranking on this challenge, which will ultimately give you 3 achievements worth about 30 points altogether, I believe. You will notice that I do make some mistakes, and I actually did have to go back and edit this because I messed up on the first round and I kind of redid that to give a better example. So for the sake of this challenge, please don't look at the scoreboard and just listen to what I tell you to do, because there are some things that I would have done better in this challenge. So here we go off with the Hellion round. You want the Hellions versus the Zerglings, because the Zerglings ultimately just die quickly to Hellion fire. It is probably the Hellions' best matchup in the game. Second, we have the Siege Tank versus the Banelings. I did throw in the Ghost here because the Ghost isn't really required in the other rounds, but here we do see that the Ghost can snipe out a few of the Banelings, and once you're down to about 1 to 3 Banelings, the Siege Tank won't take enough damage to just die. So round 3, or part 3 of this round, we have a ball of Marines and 2 medevacs versus medevacs. I did stim just to get an extra stim and heal before. You will see that I lose quite a few units here. Total miss micro on my part, but basically what you want to do is, what I recommend you do is you take your Marines and put them in the medvacs as you're losing them, and yeah, that way you'll save a lot of Marine lives. Though the Mutalisk will have a lot of splash damage, but anyways, on to round 2. A little bit more complicated than round 1. We do have an Ultralisk. I don't see it right now because I'm on player cam and I'm actually going over this in Sony Vegas, but we do have Ultralisk versus Marines, Medevac, and Ghost, and Siege Tanks versus Hydralisks, I believe, and we'll see the last one in just a bit. What you want to do with the Siege Tanks here, like I did, is before you actually click ready on this challenge, you want to line up your Siege Tanks in a pretty straight linear formation so that they all get a hit on the Hydralisk at the same time. And it's really efficient. You know, you're not going to lose any Siege Tanks this way for sure, as you will see in just a bit. But and the last one is Marauders versus Stalkers, I believe. Let's see, Marauders versus something. Roaches maybe. Yep, Roaches. There we go. So stim right off the bat. What I like to do with the Marauders is I like to kite them. If you don't know how to kite, I'll go over it with you really quickly right now. You put on stim so you have the extra speed. Right here you see me lose a Marauder, almost about to lose a Marauder, so I moved to a different place. But to kite, you basically put on stim so you have more speed than the Roaches themselves, and you walk away, you press H to hold position, and they will automatically shoot the closest Roach in sight. Here we are with the Ultralisk. I will also kite them using the Ghost for 2 snipes so far, and I stim my Marines. My Ghost sort of lags behind and does get hit by the Ultralisk quite a bit, so I load my Ghost into the medvac to save his life. But the Ultralisk does do splash damage, so you might want to watch out. You stim up so that the Ultralisk can't catch you. Press hold every time you go away from him, and that way the Ultralisk will not be able to hit your Marines at all, and you will come out victorious in that fight. Here we are with the Siege Tanks and the Hydralisks. Just this linear formation is all you need. There's nothing, no micro you have to do for this. You just let them destroy each Hydralisk. Hydralisks will get about maybe 4 hits off on these Siege Tanks. And now we are on to round 3. Please again pay no attention to the scoreboard. I did lose 5 units in the first round on my first try because I did mess up on the Hellion Zergling round, but that was just miss micro. But I did edit it at first, so scoreboard's not going to make sense to you. I didn't actually lose 5 units in the first round altogether. I did redo this for the gold, even though I had gotten the gold at first. Regardless, we are here with Hellions versus Zerglings and Broodlords with Vikings over there. This is more of a double combination thing. And we're going to put the linear formation of Siege Tanks back here against the Hydralisk and Roaches. I'm also going to throw in the Marauder Ball to fight the Roaches. However, there'll be minimal kiting for this round, as you really don't need to. I think I did make a mistake here. In a bit, we'll see. We'll see what the mistake I did was. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. The Marauders, I'll explain it once we get to that round, but just make sure that your Marauders are stationed closer to your Siege Tanks when you do this. Otherwise, you may start losing some units. I did put the Medevacs there. They were kind of useless, but you'll see in a bit. And the final one, the final combination, I believe, I don't remember right now. I'm not actually watching it. But the Vikings, the best way to do this is to position your Vikings sort of further in, as close as you can get to the Broodlords, so when the green bubble disappears, they go straight for the Broodlords. I do queue them up here. If you want to queue them up, just shift attack click, and I did mess up with the Hellions here as well, but I am going to roast a lot of drones and Broodlings here. Zerglings go down. Vikings are already set to kill all the Broodlords, but yeah, I did just lose 4 Hellions there. Big mistake on my part. Also one of the reasons why I had to redo the first round for you guys. But here we go. You see that the siege tanks do blow away these Hydro Scan rushes pretty quickly. What I should have done was have the Marauders already positioned correctly. That way I wouldn't have lost the siege tank that just died right there in front of you guys. And well, 2 Hydras down, and all the Roaches and Hydras went, but if my Marauders were stationed a little better, I could have taken out those Roaches and Hydras a lot quicker. And you will see, this is what I want to explain to you here. I did lose a Thor. When your Thor is about to die, you need to move it into the back so that the Thors with better health do take damage instead of putting in his place. Other than that, you should be fine, because I did lose a Thor that did put me over that limit, which would have made me, which did make me redo this challenge. But other than that, I got gold on this challenge.